Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back after a good weekend. Nice weather out there, so hopefully you got a chance to get out there and relax. Just going through a couple of quick things. It is midterm time. Take a look. You'll see some notices around the page. That means that many of you have missed an assignment or two. Check your grades function and get that stuff into me as soon as possible. I'll be doing midterm reports today already. I don't know. The last day of class is Friday. So that means everything has to be in and done by, what is that, Thursday? Thursday. Okay. That way you can be working on your final assignment all day Friday. As for that, we'll get into a few more things in a little bit. So today, you're going to be working on your resume. Okay. A very useful tool to get a proper one done can definitely help you get a job. To have a bad one definitely will make sure that you do not get a job. As a former hiring manager, I had to go through a lot of resumes. I saw a lot of doozies. Spell check. Make sure that everything is spelled properly. Proofread it. Make sure you don't have any silly errors. Make sure that you have proper forms for everything that is in there. No shortcuts, no abbreviations, long form everything. And make sure that you've got a proper email address. I can't stress that one enough. Proper email address, and that means you're not going to have cutesy123@yahoo.com. You're not going to have, let's take a look. Let's see another one. hotmama1441@gmail.com. These emails are free to get. So make sure you get a simple one. You can get a clean one from Yahoo, from Google, one that you're just going to be looking at yourself. Let's see. We are working on the resume today, and that is pretty much it. A lot of you might already have a resume out there. Not a problem. But go through and take a look and make sure that it conforms to everything that we're going to be learning about here. Okay? If you've already got one done, you're halfway ahead of the game, but don't just give me whatever it is that you've already got. Make sure you go through it and fix things up. Okay, let's take a look at what we got here for today. There is no graphic organizer in today's assignments. You will be doing the work from the slideshows. Going through, it's got a lot of great information in there, but the graphic organizer, I guess in July there was a snafu, so they didn't do it. So you won't be working on the graphic organizer in the section today. You're just going to be working on the culminating assignment, which is your end result, the resume. Okay, so click on the slideshow. And let's see, we're going to start off with how others see me. Get in there. And this is a very important thing to be looking at as well. So read the following descriptions. You're going to go through this stuff and you're going to be taking a look at different things. Remember, social media is going to be forever. I am so glad we didn't have social media back in my day, because a lot of the stuff that I probably would have thought, it was humorous and it was something fun to put out there, would probably cost me a job today. And it's not because of anything. It's just because, people, they change with time. But remember, these things that you're posting today, you think it's funny today, but in 15, 20 years, it could come back and lose you a job. Think about it first. Is it racist? Is it sexist? Is it going to hurt anybody? Is it mean-spirited? Then why post it? Okay? Just think about it that way. There's the whole thing. We'll get into that in a few minutes. But whatever you post today is what your kids will find in 20 years. Think about how you want to be presented. That is what you want to get out there. Okay? Yes, so it has negative impact on everybody beside. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? That is the biggest one. And is it kind? Okay, there's just too much stuff going on. So graphic organizer, take some time to fill out questions 1 and 2. As I said, no graphic organizer for this. Don't worry about it. Just go through and look at the information in this. Okay, part 2. And it is, what's your media presence? Okay, think about it. Think about what you've already tweeted out there. Maybe go back through. That could be a part of today's assignment. Go back through your own Twitter feed, your Facebook feeds, your Instagrams, your Snapchats, and clean up some of the garbage. Okay, it's one of those old things. Would I want my grandmother to see it? If you don't want her to see it, guess what? Probably shouldn't be there. Okay, social media is a great tool for talking with others. We found that out in the pandemic. It was a lifesaver for many of us. It got us connected. It kept us connected with people. It is a great thing if used properly. But the problem is not a lot of us use it properly. So what is your digital footprint? This is your online history, everything that you leave behind when you're on the internet. Okay, and think about it as if I don't know if anybody's ever Googled themselves, to see what kind of input their image is out there. But it is a good idea every once in a while to check it out, just in order to see what's going to pop up the first couple of times. I know some people who have lost jobs over stuff that when they Googled themselves, um, images that came up, the pictures of them out partying and whatever, and it's not a good thing. So take a look at these things. Okay, social media strategies, social media and you. Think about things that are on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. How is it that you're presenting yourself? Because that is how the world is seeing you. Okay, so again, there's stuff there for the graphic organizer. Not doing the graphic organizer today. But then you can also use it to build a positive influence about yourself. So if you're looking for a job or a reference connecting to a volunteer position, people are going to be taking a look at your past stuff in social media, and it can react, as I said, positively or negatively. Making new connections, and we're going to go through that stuff. You can go through this information yourself. And I'm a good candidate for this job, but this is where it gets really important, because this is where it's talking about the resume. So what we've learned so far, your social media perspective. How might a potential employer view you? Chances are, before you go for that first interview, especially if you're going for a high-end job, the first thing that they're going to be doing is they're going to be going on Facebook. They're going to be going on Instagram. They're going to be going on TikTok and looking up any reference that you might have out there. Okay? Make sure it's clean. So key points to be successful: positive social media presence, understanding expectations of the job and your volunteer experience, your resume, cover letter, and preparing for the interview. Resume is what we're working on today. Cover letter probably a little bit later on. And interview, that is what you're going to be working on for your final. Okay. Remembering all this good stuff here. Make the connection. Okay. Practice. Okay, here we go. Almost all jobs you apply to will require a resume. Even if you're applying online for Walmart or Best Buy or Michael's or whatever the case may be, they're going to want you to attach your resume. Okay, so there's a couple of quick videos here, different types of resumes that you can use, cover letter and the examples, and then your job interview. Okay, this is going to be good. Remember to come back to it when you're getting ready for your job interview for the end of the class. Okay. Then we get to the culminating assignment. Okay. So first things that we're going to be talking about: transferable skills. That is one of the trickiest things to get out. And a transferable skill is something when you're looking at, you like to play video games. Well, good. That means your transferable skill would be that you are good with computers. Transferable skill, you're a very social, outgoing person. You work well in large groups. Okay, great. Another transferable skill might be that, you love to do independent work. So you're good at working by yourself. Okay, these are transferable skills, things that you can take and use in many different formats. You can use them in many different ways, and you can use them for many different job types. Strengths and weaknesses: rely on your strengths. Don't do too much on your weaknesses in the resume. Pathways for post-secondary opportunities. And then there's two different types of resume examples out there. There's the functional. That's the one that you probably will be working on first because you don't have any experience. Okay, you haven't had a lot of chance to be working on things. So this is the functional. This is the way that you're marketing yourself, saying, please take a chance on me. I mean, I might not have the experience right now, but if you give me the chance, I will show you that I can do it. That is what you guys will be working on. You're going to be focusing on your skills, things that you can bring to the job rather than the past things that you have done. Yeah, it's most commonly used when you've had a large gap in your employment history or when you've never worked before, just like many of you. Chronological, that is more one where you have been working for a long period of time. Okay, you've built up a lot of different formats. You've done a lot of things. So you're going to say, from this point to this point, this is the job I worked in. From this point to this point, this is the job that I worked in, and the different things that I did in that job. Okay. Tips from the Canadian government, and it gives you all of the different things to work on here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Be honest, that is a good thing. Lying on your resume, you always get caught. The interviewer will ask you a question, you're going to get tripped up, and if you're lying, as soon as they figure that out, you're toast. They're not even going to listen to you anymore. And then be professional. Remember, this is a business document. No cutesy things, no little hearts on top of the eyes, no emojis. Keep it professional. Keep the language proper. No, as I said, no shortcuts, no LOLs, none of that stuff. All right. And then building your resume. We've got a couple of different things here. Work experience descriptions and highlights of different things that you can use. Okay, so we're going to back out of that, go back to the announcements. Now, I've got a couple of examples of resumes from real students. These are, prime examples of what to do. So resume example number 1, resume example number 2, that is, perfect examples of what I'm looking for. Where am I going with that? Oh, yeah. A note, many of you are too young to have a very practical resume, even with the functionality. You haven't really done anything to build up those skills yet. You probably haven't done any volunteer work. The pandemic shut everything down. I understand. So be realistic, make stuff up. Okay? My goal at the end of this, theoretically, in any other year, is you'd be able to take this resume out tomorrow, go out and apply for a job. I am going to be ruthless when I'm marking these resumes up. I am going to nail you on absolutely everything. That is so you can build the best resume possible. You can still get a great grade, but still have red marks all over it. Okay? Excuse me. Don't worry about that. I want you to be proper. As a hiring manager for a menswear store and a couple of other places that I've worked, I have seen some horrible, horrible examples where I just kind of, this is the resume. Yeah, right. Okay. And right into the garbage can. Seen some other ones where I've taken a look at the resume, interviewed them right on the spot saying, this looks fantastic. You are the type of person I want to work for me. Okay. So a resume really is that introduction. So be creative, be positive, be professional, first and foremost. If you have to make up things in order to make it look good for this example, that is fine. But then I want you to be able to, be honest on it for anything that's coming up. Okay. That is pretty much it for the day. So I want you to put a lot of effort into this. Okay. After that is done, after you finish your resume, check your grades. It's midterm time. If you see a 0 on any spot in the grade, that means your assignment hasn't been handed in. Get it done. Get it into me as soon as possible so that I can mark it so you can get a better midterm grade. Okay. Is there anything else that I wanted to mention? Oh, yes, the check-ins. Okay, we have to go on to week 4. I've got to fix that up. So there's a lot of room open today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. please fill it in if you have any questions. The people who have already signed up on Friday, I'm going to hold that interview spot open. I have no problem with that. But that is the day that I really want to focus on anybody who's got any problems, anybody who's having any issues in the course itself or with that final interview. The final interview will be due by 5 o'clock on Friday. Because of that, I'm going to open things up on Wednesday so that you can get started on it. You can start looking at things. You can prepare yourself. Get it into me Thursday. Great. Fantastic. That means you've got a long weekend. Friday, I need it in by 5 o'clock so I can get the marks started, so I can get things going, because that is the last day of class. After that, that's it. Okay. Tomorrow and Wednesday, you'll be working on one assignment. If you get it all done on Tuesday, fantastic. That means you got Wednesday to fix up anything that is missing, but don't rush through it, because if you got 2 days to work on something, that means it's going to be a big assignment. Okay. That is pretty much it for the day. As I said, you can see here, I am pretty well open until 2 o'clock when Janita has a meeting. If you have any questions, please log in and talk to me. If you have any questions about things that are going on or need help with a resume, don't be afraid to pop in and say, Mr. Jones, what would I put for a transferable skill? I don't understand. I need help. Great. I'm here for you. Okay. Pop in. I will talk you through it. But unless you need anything, just get it done. Get it into me. And as I said, when I am handing them back, it's going to look like somebody went to town with a red marker, but it is for your own benefit so that it becomes the best resume possible for you. Okay. Yeah, that's it for the day, folks. Have a good day. We'll talk to you soon.